and joining us is Emily VanCamp.
Hello.
And I believe everyone's checked in, so Faith, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, Emily, big fan. It just said it unmuted me. Sorry about that. So what can you tell us about Sharon's motivations to pick the side that she does? We last saw her starting to work for the government at the CIA at the end of Winter Soldier, so what brings her to where she is?
Well, she is, when we find her, she's working in Berlin, the Joint Terror Task Force, and we meet her at Peggy's funeral, and that's where Steve finds out sort of who she really is, because it was never mentioned in The Winter Soldier. And that's sort of the beginning of when the whole Accord thing is happening, and so she sort of finds herself a little bit between a rock and a hard place in terms of, her loyalty to Cap, but obviously he's rebelling against the Accords, and, she's just sort of trying to help him and continue to sort of keep her job, I guess, because, obviously she's feeding him information, but she's obviously not allowed to be feeding him, and, you really get a sense of her loyalty to him, which I think is interesting and something that I loved about their relationship in the comic books. So that's kind of where we find her.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right. Bill from Webster University, do you want to go ahead and ask?
Hi, Emily. This is your second time working with the Russo brothers. Can you describe what it's like working with them and how working with a pair of directors feels different than working with a single director?
Absolutely. I mean, this is my second time working with brothers. I worked with the Pastor brothers on Carriers as well. Honestly, I think it's an amazing way to work. They obviously are brothers, so they have a tremendous rapport. But in a movie with a movie of this scale, it kind of is amazing to have two people that, one person can be focusing on one thing, one person can be focusing on the other. So they really get great performances, they get great effects, they get great, it's double the power, you know what I mean? So to sort of, keep this huge engine moving, it really helps to have two people, and they're both brilliant and kind of extraordinary in their own way. So it's just honestly a huge bonus, and they're great guys and really fun to work with. So it's like win-win all around.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Hunter, University of North Carolina.
Hi. Thank you so much for taking the time today to do this. But what new things can audiences expect from your character in this film that they might not have gotten specifically in Winter Soldier, without giving spoilers, obviously?
Yeah. Look, we were really planting a seed in The Winter Soldier. Cap didn't even know that she was Sharon Carter within that film. So that's definitely something new. We find out. We find out who she is. Well, Steve finds out who she is, and that sort of, I think, just inevitably deepens their connection because of obviously the shared tie with Peggy, and there's just an inevitable immediate trust, between them, and we really explore that throughout this film, and we see that the stakes are high for her because her job's at stake if she's helping Cap. That's the bottom line. But we really see her sort of follow her heart rather than her head, I suppose, which is cool. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hey.
All right, Georgina, the Panther.
Hi, thank you so much for joining us. My question is, did you do any research through comic book reading and preparing for your character? And have you been a past fan or reader of comics?
I was not a fan previously, but when I sort of joined the universe as Agent 13, they hand us all these Bibles, which is everything, for me it was everything Sharon Carter, and I just sat with it and went to town and really, really kind of fell in love with Sharon and her relationship with Cap, and it's really interesting because all of the comic books are different. Their stories are different. Her relationship to Peggy varies from comic book to comic book, all of that. But it's fun to kind of take elements of all the different stories and really piece together a character that, hopefully the fans enjoy. And it's a really interesting process because, you don't always have that kind of information readily available when you're researching for a part. So it makes it a really cool process.
Great. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, UCLA, Jordan Dane.
Hi, Emily. So, Marvel has recently released a featurette called In Good Company, highlighting the company's achievement in adopting more women roles in this movie. In addition, you're also involved in Captain America's Civil War Challenge for young women in STEM. What are your feelings on playing this strong female role and empowering women across the country in the process?
I mean, that's just a huge compliment to hear that, because, these characters are so much fun to play. But to know that it in doing this, it could be, potentially empowering young girls is amazing. And, I think Marvel's really trying to diversify. They're really sort of incorporating more women in these great parts. And I think it's just kind of heading in the right direction, but it's super enjoyable to play too.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay, Drexel University, Shruti.
Hi, Emily. So my question is, I know a lot of Marvel fans are between Team Captain America and Team Iron Man. So my question is, if you were to choose a team independent from the characters you play, which side would you choose and why?
That's a really good question that I've been asking myself quite a bit. I mean, I guess because I have such an attachment to Sharon and her loyalty to Steve and Captain, I mean, I just feel that I sort of agree with him. It's tough though, because to have superheroes running around without any sort of, monitoring, it does seem wild and crazy. But I really see both sides. It's kind of hard to, even watching the movie, it's hard to see the Avengers going at each other. You know what I mean? But you really do see the right and wrong of both sides. It's a tough one, but just because of my attachment to the character, I'd probably go Team Cap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Boston University, Sonia.
Hi. So as an actress with such extensive experience in television, what was it like to transition from those television projects to roles in a film franchise like this one?
I mean, I always say that having a TV background is amazing because you move so fast, and you really have to be quick on your toes, which kind of prepares you for anything that's thrown at you, Obviously, they take more time in the film, so it's a luxury, really, to have that kind of time. But there are moments. I remember we did a little fight sequence on Captain that, we were just losing the day. I mean, we were running out of time, and, we had to shoot it in, an hour and a half or something ridiculous. And because, I have that TV background, it makes it a lot easier to sort of learn quickly and get it done. So I really enjoy doing both, to be honest. But it was obviously amazing entering into this universe and sort of getting to experience the scale of these films. It's really impressive, and it's just super fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Jordan, Daisy.
Hi again. So, Emily, this is your second time playing this role. What, if anything, are you doing differently this time in terms of how you're playing your character?
I mean, I think when we met her in The Winter Soldier, she was kind of at a rookie stage. She was, figuring out, what her feelings on everything, where her loyalties lie and all of that. So, we just sort of kind of scratched the surface, really. I mean, we didn't even know she was Sharon Carter. So I got to have a lot more fun in terms of just being genuine to the character, her openly being Sharon Carter, Cap knowing she's Sharon Carter. It kind of allowed us to delve into their relationship a little bit more and, really dig into where her loyalties are. And it's just really fun to play that. That she wasn't, now that it's not hidden who she is, it can kind of just go there with her and all of the research that I did on her and all of the ways in which I admired their relationship in the comic books. We got to play that out a little bit, which was great.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Hunter.
Hello again. So this film is a Captain America film, though it does have quite a few other Avengers in it. How do you feel that the film differentiates itself from the previous two Avengers films and makes itself truly a new Captain America movie?
It's interesting. I mean, it does really feel like the Avengers. Everybody's in it pretty much. So it is hard to differentiate it, but they really are kind of focused on the relationship between Tony and Steve and what they represent, and the rest is just sort of people picking sides. But they really delve into like the depths of what these two characters within the universe truly feel, and they are the extremes of those feelings that other people are kind of following. So it still does feel like a Captain film.
Well, thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, Nilu from Houston Community College.
Hi, so this film has quite the all-star cast. What was it like working together as a team?
It was amazing. Everyone's great. A couple of the guys I just met today, actually, which is interesting. That's how big this movie is, because our paths never crossed. But everyone's fantastic, and super talented. It's a very welcoming environment, and it's just amazing. It's kind of like being a kid. You just get to show up to work and play and hang out, and it's really fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
All right, Isabella from Watertown.
Hi, Emily. How would your younger self react to seeing you on the big screen?
A good question. I think she'd be like, what? No, stop it. Small town girl from Port Perry, Ontario. No way. I don't think she would have believed it, to be honest. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. I still kind of have to pinch myself that I get to do this for a living. Feel very fortunate.
Thank you.
All right, Agnesa from USC.
Hi, Emily. Please describe the most intense scene you shot during production.
The most intense scene. I mean, I think one of the ones that I connected with the most was just her speaking at Peggy's funeral. That was, I think, a really difficult moment for Steve. It's also where he finds out that she's Sharon Carter, which is very interesting. And the fans have such a love of Peggy that it was nice to sort of honor her, and it really did make sense for Sharon to do that. So, I mean, that was probably one of my favorite ones. It's also where she speaks. You almost wonder if she's speaking to Cap in this moment. In terms of the sort of difficulties that he's going through. So that was pretty good. Kind of fun to go up against Bucky. But the truth is these scenes are a lot of fun. My stuff wasn't the highest intensity stuff, so I got to show up a lot and have fun, which was really great, especially after Revenge, which was like constantly tortured. Yeah. So it was a great departure from that.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Hey, Athena from Seattle Pacific.
Hi, Emily. Can you tell me what makes this film stand out from other Marvel films?
It's just, I just feel like each movie gets better and better. It's amazing to me. To pick one thing, look, this film is just absolutely epic. From introducing these great new characters to, these epic battle scenes, it's just taking it to a whole other level. The Russo brothers did an extraordinary job with it. So I've not to put down any of the other films, which are amazing, but I just feel like this is kind of the biggest one they've done yet. And, that's kind of what Marvel does. They never disappoint. So hopefully everyone loves it as much as, I did.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks.
It's Samantha from University of Tampa.
Okay,
You're invited to an exclusive party. You can only invite 3 other superheroes. Who do you invite?
Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe like the Falcon. He could take you on rides, which would be really fun. He could fly you around and stuff. I don't know. Who else? 2 other ones. Who else? Maybe like Thor. You could go to that. What is that? Asgard. Yeah, that'd be kind of rad. Just like do a little hop over there. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe Scarlet Witch, just because I really like Lizzie Olsen. but also she can just kind of like get rid of anyone there that's annoying. Just like shoot them away with her superpower. So those are my 3, I guess. But I don't know. No, I don't know. There's just so many good ones.
Thank you so much.
Thanks. Okay, last question is from Kaisuke from University of Hawaii.
Hey, Emily. So with Captain America Civil War wrapped, what are you most excited for in the future with the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
Well, I mean, I'm always excited for all of their films, to be honest. Whether or not I'm a part of them, you just don't know until they're sort of written, I guess. So, I mean, I think it would be amazing to continue in the universe, but even if I don't, I'll certainly continue watching because, as I said, the movies just keep getting better and better.